You know that feeling when you walk into a room and everyone just stops talking?
Oh, yeah.
And you know you've been judged, but nobody will look you in the eye and tell you why. It's
Ah,
it's so uncomfortable that
extremely. It's that complete lack of closure.
right. Now, imagine that exact feeling, but for your entire life, your livelihood. You apply for a mortgage, a job, you try to get insurance,
And you just get a no?
an instant no, it's silent.
Uh-huh.
And there is absolutely no one to argue with.
It's the silent verdict.
The silent verdict.
Yeah.
That is the idea we are really grappling with today. We are diving into The AI versus Humanity by Albert Hadi.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to admit, when I first saw that title, I did a bit of an eye roll. I thought, oh, great, another book telling me ChatGPT is going to write poetry better than me.
Which, to be fair, it might.
Okay, but that's not what this is about, is it?
No, not at all. If you're here for, a tutorial on prompt engineering or a sci-fi story about robots with laser eyes, you're in the wrong place. Hadi is looking at something much more immediate, much more grounded. He's investigating what he calls the restructuring of society.
That sounds massive.
It is massive, but it's happening so quietly. It's this shift of authority from, visible, flawed human beings to these invisible, unaccountable structures.
So it's an investigation into why modern life can feel so unresponsive.
Uh-huh.
And who's actually pulling the strings.
Or who's coding the strings.
Yes, exactly. So let's tear this apart. The central idea here is that we've gone through this huge transfer of power without ever really signing off on it.
We never had a vote.
Right, we used to deal with people. If I went to a bank in, say, 1980, and the loan officer told me no,
You could argue?
I could argue. I could say, look, I know my credit is a bit weird, but I just got a promotion. Look me in the eye. You can trust me.
You had agency. You had a chance to provide context, a story.
And hey, the loan officer might still have said no.
Sure, and that loan officer might have been biased or grumpy or just plain prejudiced. We aren't saying the old world was perfect.
Of course not.
But the difference, and this is the core of Hadi's argument, is that the rejection was relational.
It happened between two people.
Exactly. You could see the person denying you. You could, shout at them. You could appeal to their boss. There was a person there.
And now?
Now we have structural invisibility.
Okay, explain that. Because it sounds like a superpower, but I have a feeling it's not a good one.
It means the decision-making has moved upstream. This is a really critical concept to get.
Upstream.
In the old days, the decision happened when you sat in the chair across from the desk. Now the decision is made long before you even walk in the building.
Before you even know the building exists.
Precisely.
So if I apply for a job online and I just hear nothing back.
It's not that a human recruiter looked at your resume and said, hey, not a good fit.
No.
No. It's that a filtering system analyzed your data points, your keywords, your employment gaps, maybe even your zip code, and just decided you weren't worth a human's time.
So I was filtered out. The hiring manager never even saw my name.
You were invisible to the process.
So I'm arguing with a ghost.
You're not even arguing. That's the whole point. You're just
Yeah.
deleted. And Hadi lists the areas where this is just the new normal. It's not just tech jobs.
You're right.
It's healthcare eligibility, insurance premiums, credit scores, university admissions, even social services.
It's the operating system of our lives. But here's the thing I struggle with, and I'll play devil's advocate here.
Go for it.
Isn't this just better? I mean, humans are slow. Humans are biased. If I'm a company, I want to process 10,000 applications in an hour, not 10.
And there it is, the moral excuse.
Efficiency.
Efficiency. Hadi argues it's become the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card for modern institutions. We have allowed efficiency to become a moral virtue that just trumps everything else.
We've traded nuance for velocity.
Exactly. But isn't speed good? I want my loan approved fast.
You want your approval fast.
Yeah.
Do you want your rejection fast?
But that is a very good point.
See, efficiency is great for the system. It's great for the bank's bottom line, for the shareholder, but for the individual, for you, that efficiency has a cost.
And the cost is context.
Yes. A computer can process a number instantly. It cannot process a story.
Give me an example of that trade-off.
Okay, that gap in your resume.
Right.
Maybe you took a year off to care for a dying parent.
Yeah.
That shows resilience, empathy, loyalty, all amazing traits for an employee.
Right. A human would see that and say, wow, that must have been tough. Tell me about it.
But a system sees. Employment gap greater than 6 months equals high risk. delete.
That's efficiency. It's efficient to reject you. It saves time. But it's profoundly stupid in terms of actually understanding human potential.
So we're optimizing for the wrong things. We're optimizing for ease of processing, not for the quality of the outcome.
We're optimizing for profit and risk management, dignity, context, lived experience. None of that shows up on the balance sheet.
And that leads to this really dangerous place where these systems are governing our lives with zero democratic oversight.
That's the "we didn't vote for this" part.
Exactly. If a mayor passes a law that says people from this neighborhood can't get jobs, there are protests, lawsuits. It's public.
But if a private algorithm effectively does the exact same thing by downranking resumes from that zip code,
Nobody knows.
nobody knows. It's a trade secret. It's proprietary technology.
This brings us to the big one. The defense I always hear. The computer isn't racist. The computer isn't classist. It's just math. Math is neutral.
Oh, the myth of neutrality. This is the shield that big tech loves to hide behind. Don't blame us. The data said so.
But the data is just facts, isn't it?
Well, let's unpack that. What is data? Data is just recorded history. And what is our history?
A catalog of humans being messy, biased, and deeply unfair to each other.
Bingo. So if you train an AI on hiring data from, say, the 1970s and 80s, who's getting hired for executive roles?
Overwhelmingly white men.
Right. So the computer looks at that objective data and it learns a pattern. Men named John make good executives. Women named Sarah do not.
It doesn't know why that happened. It doesn't see sexism or glass ceilings.
It just sees a correlation. And because its only job is to predict success based on past data, it replicates that exact bias.
It doesn't just replicate it, though, does it? It amplifies it. It makes it a hard rule.
It cements it. It turns a historical prejudice into a mathematical certainty. And this is where it gets really insidious. The proxies.
Proxies.
Yeah. So companies know they can't legally say, don't hire women. That's illegal discrimination. So they take the gender column out of the data. They say, look, it's blind.
Problem solved.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Because the AI is smart, it finds proxies for gender. It might notice that applicants who played field hockey or went to women's college X are historically less successful in the data.
So it starts downgrading resumes with field hockey.
Exactly. It effectively reconstructs the original bias using other seemingly neutral variables.
So it's discrimination by detective work. The AI figures out how to be biased even when you tell it not to be.
Because it's only optimized to match the past. If the past was biased, the future will be too. The bias doesn't vanish inside the code. It just hides. It becomes structural.
And because it's hidden inside that black box, you can't fight it. You can't sue a variable you don't even know exists.
Which just makes me want to ask, who is building this stuff? I mean, we talk about the algorithm like it's this mythical god that descended from the clouds.
Right.
But someone typed the code. Someone signed the contract.
And this is one of the strongest sections of Hadi's book. He names names. And it's not just Google and Facebook. It's this whole complex of private companies, defense contractors, consulting firms.
Defense contractor. Wait, like the people who build missiles.
The very same.
Yeah.
And you have to stop and ask, why are defense contractors building systems to vet school teachers or process welfare applications?
That seems like a mismatch of skill sets.
It's a mismatch of philosophies.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the mindset of a defense contractor. What is their primary goal?
Identify threats. Neutralize risks.
Exactly. They build systems designed to find the bad guy, to find the anomaly, to lock things down. Now take that threat detection mindset and apply it to a human resources department.
Suddenly, an applicant isn't a person who needs a job.
They're a risk to be assessed.
You become a potential liability. The software isn't built to find talent. It's built to filter out risk. And those are two very, very different goals.
And these companies, they aren't elected.
No public mandate. None. We never went to the ballot box and said, yes, I would like Raytheon or Palantir to decide if I qualify for Medicaid.
But governments and corporations are outsourcing these huge decisions to them.
Because it's cheaper, and it shifts the liability. It's the ultimate not it. If the algorithm screws up, the government says, hey, it was the contractor. The contractor says, hey, it was the algorithm.
And the algorithm says nothing because it's just code on a server somewhere.
And you, the citizen, are left holding the bag.
So when I get that rejection, that instant no, and I feel like garbage, like I failed.
That's the psychological trap. That is the absolute cruelest part of this whole machine.
Also,
When a human rejects you, you might get angry at them. But when a system rejects you, we tend to internalize it. You think, I must not be good enough. The objective machine measured me and I came up short.
It gaslights you into thinking it's your fault.
It creates a sense of personal failure out of what is actually structural invisibility. You assume the system is measuring your worth. It's not. It's measuring how well you conform to a model built by a stranger who doesn't even know you exist.
Hadi asks those really piercing questions in the book like, who decided which behaviors signal trust? Who chose which histories matter?
And the answer is usually, what? A 25-year-old engineer in Silicon Valley, a project manager in Northern Virginia who's never lived your life, never faced your challenges, and is just trying to hit a deadline.
And their values, their biases, their assumptions about what a good person looks like get hard-coded into the infrastructure of our society.
Which leads to that really heavy concept, the re-engineering of class.
Yes. This is where we move from just, annoying tech to a full-blown societal crisis. Hadi argues these systems are quietly solidifying class boundaries.
How?
Well, think about who gets processed and who gets the pass. If you're wealthy, if you're powerful, you have what he calls a concierge service.
You don't talk to the chatbot.
Never. You call your private banker. You call your friend who sits on the board. You bypass the algorithm entirely.
You have the override code.
But if you're poor, if you're working class, if you're vulnerable in any way, you are processed. You are the raw material that the machine sorts through.
So the system is designed to keep you in your lane?
It's designed to manage you. It reduces mobility because mobility is unpredictable, and these systems hate unpredictability. They love patterns.
If you were poor yesterday, the pattern says you'll probably be poor tomorrow.
And the system tries to enforce that because it's the path of least resistance. It's the most efficient prediction.
That is genuinely terrifying. It's like an invisible caste system where the walls are made of data.
And because it's invisible, it's so hard to organize against. You can't storm the Bastille if the Bastille is a server farm in the cloud protected by trade secret laws.
So, we've painted a pretty dystopian picture here. And this is usually the part of the deep dive where I say, but here's the good news.
I'm waiting. I'm looking at you. Give me something. Because our listeners probably gripping their steering wheel a little tighter right now. Is this just it? Are we done for?
No, we are not done. And this is why The AI versus Humanity is such an important book. It's not a eulogy for humanity. It's a manifesto for awareness.
Step 1. Admit there is a problem.
Exactly. The most dangerous illusion, the thing that keeps this whole system running, is the idea that machines are thinking. They aren't. They are tools.
And the second most dangerous illusion
is that responsibility has somehow disappeared.
The human hands.
The human hands. We have to stop saying the algorithm did it. We have to start asking who built this, who trained it, who bought it, who profits from it.
It's about re-injecting accountability into the system.
It's about realizing that these are decisions. They are not computations. Every time a system denies a loan, that is a decision about how wealth is distributed in our society.
Every time it denies healthcare, that is a decision about who deserves to live.
Those are moral choices, and moral choices require human owners.
We need to drag the humans out from behind the curtain.
We need to demand that human in the loop isn't just a tech buzzword. We need to demand that for life-altering decisions, you have a right to an explanation, a right to a human appeal, a right to know the variables that judged you.
Transparency.
Radical transparency. If you are going to judge my life, I want to see the scorecard.
It's interesting. The book isn't really AI versus humanity. It's more like humans using AI to control other humans.
That's the secret, isn't it? It has always been about power. The tech is just the newest, shiniest lever.
But because it's just a lever, it could be pulled in a different direction.
It can. But only if we stop treating it like it's magic and start treating it like it's policy.
That is a huge shift in perspective. It changes how you look at your phone, your bank app. It changes everything.
It should. The next time you hit a digital wall, don't just accept the silent verdict. Ask yourself, who built this wall and why did they put it here?
Scored, sorted, and quietly judged. I think that line from the book is going to haunt me for a while.
It's meant to.
Look, for everyone listening, this may not be the most lighthearted deep dive we've ever done.
Not by a long shot.
But it might be the most important one. If you want to understand the invisible architecture that is shaping your future, you really need to pick up The AI versus Humanity by Albert Hadi.
It's not a tech book. It's a survival guide for the 21st century.
So we're going to leave you with this thought. It's a bit of a challenge. We know these decisions about your health, your money, your potential, they're happening upstream, in the dark. And we know the human hands behind them are hiding.
So the question is this. If the verdict is delivered by a machine, but the power is ultimately human, how do you force the human to show their face? How do you demand a voice in a system that was engineered to keep you silent?
That is the fight of our generation. Thanks for diving deep with us.
Still curious.
And stay human. We'll see you next time.